now. Welcome.
Oh, thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Well, you know, I want to talk about the dwindling ranks of the chaplaincy in the military because during 9/11 they had about 400, and it's down now to about 214. So there's really been a fall off. Do you know why?
No, I can't say. I know that the church has had some difficult times, you know, and finding people who are really willing to answer the call and come into the priesthood, and especially in the chaplaincy. But I would say from my own experience that I think we'll see those numbers start coming up in the next couple of years. It seems like the seminaries are really filling up again.
You know, why do you choose the chaplaincy than the military? Because, you know, the civilian parishes need a lot of work as well. Why choose the chaplaincy in the military?
Absolutely. Well, I suppose my personal reason for choosing to pursue the chaplaincy was first of all, began with understanding in myself that I was going to pursue this call to priesthood. I really felt drawn to it, but really comes from my own background, I think. My parents are government employees, and so I grew up living on military bases all around the world, Army bases, Air Force bases, and most lately a Marine base. And during all that time, through my entire life, we were always ministered to by those wonderful military chaplains that gave their time to serve the military. And so, in some sense, this is my way of giving back, I suppose.
You are so young. You don't even seem young. You are young. You're just 25 years old.
Yes.
I mean, do you feel kind of the weight of the sort of responsibility there is in terms of ministering to men and women who are dealing with life and death situations?
Certainly, and I think as time goes on, I'll come to feel it more and more. Right now, having just been ordained a little over a week ago, this is all pretty new. You know, I'm sure I'm coming into this with stars in my eyes. But certainly, it is a big task. But that's one of the things that's so drawn me to it, is, as you said, the numbers are low, but the need is great. And it's really my hope to be able to serve those who do serve and make so many sacrifices.
What actually would you be doing in the military chaplaincy? What do they actually do?
Sure. As a military chaplain, and particularly as a chaplain for the Air Force, I would expect to act in many ways like a parish priest in the United States. So I would expect, as an ordinary type of assignment, to be put in charge of some parish, some church on a base, and really be working with that community there, with the families and service members who are stationed at that installation. And that would be my transplanted parish of sorts. However, also looking forward to deployments, I know that we have forward bases downrange, and so you know, being just deployed down there to the various air bases and working with whoever happens to be the flock in that location.
You know, it's very interesting. I didn't know until we were looking at this story that 25% of the armed services personnel are actually Catholic, but only 8% of the chaplains are Catholic. I mean, so is this why they're pushing so many more, the effort to get more Catholic priests in the military? Absolutely,
absolutely. I think the 25% statistic holds pretty true for most of the branches, but my understanding is that with the Marine Corps in particular, it's even higher. I think as high as 30 or 35%. And so there really is a great need. And just we've seen what having chaplains around can do. And so it's just so important for us to get more priests there because, as you say, only 8% of the working chaplains happen to be priests. And our own recognition is that, well, if it's not a priest serving the Catholic service members, then someone else is going to. And we would hope that we could work with our own people, that they could be getting the Catholic ministry, which they would be used to back at home.
You know, tell me your thoughts about Memorial Day, because when we talk about Memorial Day, it is about honoring soldiers who have lost their life in the service of their country. Kind of reflect on that for a moment as you see what your job will be in the future.
Certainly, certainly. I think Memorial Day is a wonderful day for us to all stop and, as you said, really think about the sacrifices that have been made. Think about the sacrifices that people continue to make today. You know, young men and women who give up really quite a lot, sometimes leaving friends and family, going to places they'd never even thought they'd travel to, places completely unknown, all in the name of service. You know, for many it's a job, but I think many really do go out with a true sense of patriotism. And as far as my own background, my own grandfather was a World War II veteran, and so I know that whenever Memorial came around, we would think about his old war stories, and he always spoke very well of his friends and the many people he knew who did die in warfare. It's such a great sacrifice, and that really is why I think it's so important that we give them all the help that we can.
Yeah, I think they're dealing with what we all kind of deal with at some point, which is life and death situations, and we all will die. But the military face it much more real. I mean, it's in their face every day.
Right, right, and I think because they face such difficult situations, and really the stress can be so high. Who more needs to see the love that faith can bring? Who more needs the peace and the healing that faith can bring brought into their life? Because I think we can oftentimes see that war really hurts people, not just in the usual way of homes being hurt and men and women going out there, but just the effects of war on these men and women in terms of PTSD and the difficulties it places on their families. And there's a great need for